Heroes and Legends War of the Rivals 2 Episode 8. Shane and Trey, the leaders of the Receipt, were fighting off against a scene of Battalion forces, led by their respective leaders, Bertha and Thomas. Bertha and Thomas were rethinking back to the recent losses they have suffered in this war, with the loss of their important base, which they used as a foothold to attack Androsican, was now fallen to that of Alani and Darling's combined attack. Also, the loss of the Oberon clan and thus their foothold within clan space. Knowing that if the clans were able to successfully unite all of clan space, they would indeed join the war, and that would spark the end of the Billdaron. So the Billdaron forces acted more ferociously and more daring, and more hands on deck in order to win the war quickly before the Bishron, and Pole forces could join the war and aid Androsican. While the battle was going smoothly, Sheehan, the leader of the Receipt, is fighting nobly against the enemy's forces. Still, he could not shake off how desperate the enemy had seemed, knowing that the winds were now at the backs of Androsican. It was only a matter of time before they launched their own counteroffensive. Just then, the Grand General of the and Emperor of Androsican, Darius, had arrived. Shane vowed that he will show up and show no mercy, and went full power to show up and match up to Darius' might. Bertha and Thomas did likewise, seeing that this was going to be an epic clash. As the battle intensified, Shane and Darius fought together. They fought side by side against the surrounding enemies. While they were fighting, Shane asked Darius about his findings in the war. Darius explained that he met with Akari, but didn't face her, and said she was pregnant. In some way, somehow, she had a strange ability to keep babies from inside her for long periods of time. Shane was complex. He asked Darius, his former rival now friend, that if he believed Akari. Darius said he knew Akari better than anyone else, even better than some of her most confident Billdaron allies, and Darius knew that Akari was not lying about this. Darius then quickly changed the subject and asked Shane about his dilemma between Alani and Laura. Seeing that he had feelings for both of them, it is clear that Shane had two choices and two sides he could possibly join. Darius asked Shane if he would betray Androsican. Shane said no, he was loyal to Androsican until the very end. But he asked Darius then what type of plan he has for the future. Darius was vague and said he will fight to ensure Androsican's victory as long as he lived. And if he were to die, he will ensure that all those that did not want to die in this war will return safely, and that their lives will not be wasted. Shane was perplexed again. What Darius did mean that they will return? What was he talking about? Before they could answer, Bertha and Thomas began doing a joint attack against them. After some time, the combined might of Darius and Shane was too much for the Battalion and his scene leaders, and so they retreated. After that, Darius went forward to fight on in other battles, and showed it Shane. Trey asked Shane what they got to talk about. Shane just said he had a lot to think about. The future of Androsican, its leadership, and this war. What direction was best for Risi to follow afterwards. In the meantime, at another place, the battles were heating up again. This time, it was Jun Kun and Rashanda Rev, his love interest, who was the daughter of Master Rev of the Kabbalah, had joined forces against the powerhouses of Alani and Donald LaFleur. Both LaFleur girls fought bravely against both of them, but Joan Kun now realizing his full potential, had become a prime naturally and is able to surprise both Alani and Darling's forces. The Insuran Pupano army were no match for the Waterman Cabelon army, as they were completely put off guard by Junkun's power. Lashanda was very impressed by Junkun, as Junkun could only blush, knowing that he was fighting extra hard to impress the lady that he liked. Lashanda had a feeling that he had feelings for her, but kept it to herself, not wanting to be a distraction to him because they were still in the middle of war. In another place, the forces of Bray and Ella Wilson were growing more in influence in Androsican, as the void of leadership within the Androsican Empire itself was in question. The Wilson family, with the help of Darius LaFleur, who was the son of a Wilson, being that of his father, had grown in size and strength. Bray and Ella Wilson commanded a large force of respect, and their authority and orders were carried out without question or second thought within Joseph. As an example of this, they hired Marshy and Marvin, Grand General Forces, to aid them in attacking the Urka army from two sides. The Urka army were in trouble, but suddenly Akari herself, who was traveling still from our encounter with Darius, wanted to the battle and confronted the Wilsons. She condemned them from usurping the power of Androsica from the LaFleurs and losing this war to grow in power and influence. And then Ella Wilson clapped back and said that Akari was doing the same, but this time Akari betrayed their trust in their friendship to seek power for herself. As the two women quarreled, the battle then went into a standoff, and it was a draw. Because Akari was still dealing emotionally after confronting Darius, she did not want to fight at that time, and so she left. But the Wilsons took this as a victory over the great lightning bringer herself, and they used this to grow their influence even further. Next, we have the forces of the Cellton, led by Scala Sr. and his son Jr., and also Toki. Their plan was simple. They were going to follow Amanda's plan in getting rid of the forces of the Fedels that were still in the Dimensions. And so they used the tactics and tanks and other things to push back the enemy. The enemy was led by Mary and the Fedels that were left encampment. The main encampment in the Dimensions. They are being bombarded and attacked from multiple sides. Although the Cellton was a small force compared to the Fedels, the ferocity that they were attacking was too much for the young Mary to handle. And then she pulled back her forces, and the Fedels ran away and escaped. This was Amanda's plan all along, to get rid of the Fedels entirely, to chase them out of the dimensions and into the universe, so they could completely focus their attention on the main Androsican forces. With this, the Cellton were now free to aid the rest of Billdaron in attacking Androsica.